Hi, Mr. Fairfield here, and today I'd like to share with you some quick tips and tricks for getting digitally organized. All right, so share a quick story for you. Back in the day, we had these things called three-ring binders. And in our three-ring binders, we had sections with tabs with the names of our classes, and our teachers would make us put our papers for their classes into those sections that had been tabbed. And then I'd do that. I'd sometimes get in a little bit of trouble because I would be a little edgy. I'd take my homework and rather than putting it in the sections for the class, I'd stick it in the front pouch of my binder to help me remember to do it when I got home. Some teachers didn't like that. They wanted it in their section. Anyways, moral of the story is you probably don't have a three-ring binder for all of your classes this school year. I'm just guessing. Instead, you've got a lot of digital files that you've got to keep track of. And from looking at the files and how they're organized for four random students here, I'm kind of getting the idea that this is the digital equivalent of a student that shoved all of their papers into their backpack to try and figure out and find things later. So, what are some ways that we can get more digitally organized? We're going to head over to my Google Drive. I want to share with you what it looks like. So you can see here, when I go to my drive, there's some folders, and there are 4 files here that are in the root of my drive. You wouldn't know it, but I have tons of files. I've got 22.5 gigabytes worth of files inside my Google Drive. For me, the root of my Google Drive, when I go to my drive, is kind of the hub. And these full files that are here are basically the mess that's on my desk that needs to get sorted out. Like, I know this CBA file is for my Washington State history class, and I need to sort it away. So here's how I would go about doing that. I would go to my drive, and I can click on this arrow right here, and it'll come down. And then I can go to this school year, and then my Washington State history class. Okay. And then I can go to where the CBA folder is, and I can take this file and drag it over into that folder. If I'm starting to run out of space because I've got so many folders within folders within folders, if you hover right over this line, these little arrows will come out and you can click and hold and make more space for yourself. I'd encourage you to take all of your files that you have, and if they're personal, you can tell we have access, we can see, and maybe you don't want the school to see your files. I'd recommend that you right click on those files and trash them. There's a remove button here. Note that when you trash them, they're not actually totally removed until you have actually deleted them forever. So they still stay inside your trash can until you've deleted it. So I would do that with your personal files. Then for the files that you have that belong to your classes, there have been folders named in your Google Drive for those classes. Take and move your files into those folders. Hidden bonus, if you do that, your teachers will automatically have access to be able to view and edit your files so that you don't have the problem that you might sometimes have where your teacher says, "Oh, I see you tried to share that file with me, but I don't have access to be able to view it." So I would recommend that you take the time to move your files to the folders for your classes. And then final trick here is when you have files and folders, take the time to name them well and name them as something that you can remember. Because what you can do is, like, let's say, for example, I'm looking for this file right here. It says secondary summers. I can come up over here to Google Drive, click on this arrow, and say, all right, I kind of remember the name of the file itself. It was a presentation. And I can come over here and say, it has the words in it, or it has the following name, and then hit a search, and it'll help me find that file. But if I haven't named my files well, this won't really help me very much. So anyway, those are some tips and tricks to help you stay more digitally organized. And hopefully that'll also help you with sharing your files with your teachers for grading as well. All right, take care.